Hello and welcome to this session, Data Security Considerations for Oracle's PeopleSoft applications. And for those of you who are going to be moving, or perhaps have already moved to Oracle's ERP Cloud Applications. My name is Lewis Hopkins, I'm with Securing. And at Securing, we work to bridge the gap between the technicalities of security and configuration in your applications and the need for your business owners to easily understand the issues for compliance, reducing errors, anti-fraud, that kind of thing. And our solution is a mixture of technology and a service, as we realized that simply putting software in front of you is not enough when it comes to identifying issues and being able to solve them. Securing and our partner ERP Risk Advisors provide this support system for you, giving you back time and ensuring the safety and successful configuration of your systems. We can provide everything from the analysis through to the help with the remediation of these issues you can see here on screen. And as a collective, we have decades of experience with Oracle applications. So let's move on to PeopleSoft. We'll start with HR. You may or may not be aware that PeopleSoft, the different modules, FSCM, HCM, and of course Campus, are really three separate applications, and they behave and are used in sometimes completely different ways. So in HR, we have this wonderful idea of the tree, and the tree or trees allow us to set up security in a hierarchical way. So in this screenshot, we can see departments being set up here. We have a president and CEO down through corporate controller, finance and administration. And each of those numbers denotes a department or a range of departments in some cases when it comes to security. And once we've got our tree set up, we usually and typically assign it to row security permission lists, which we assign to a user or to a role. And in PeopleSoft, of course, when you sign in, you don't get to choose a role. You sign in and all of your roles are accumulated. And that goes the same with your row security. So if you are able to enter purchase orders and sales orders, whatever departments are assigned to you, you'll be doing purchase orders and sales orders for those departments. So there's not a great deal without customization of segregation of data in that respect. Now in finance and supply chain, business units are set up without a tree and another chart of accounts type security. But each security type is set up in different pages which relate to different components. But again, they are assigned to permission lists. So if you're running both FSCM and HCM, you've always had to contend with different ways of setting up security around your chart of accounts. And a big consideration has always been performance. The more security that you put in place, the more SQL statements that have to be worked through in order for the application to allow the user to work with the right type of data. And with that comes a performance impact, and that's put a lot of customers off implementing some fine-grained security. Now here in 2020, of course, we're facing a lot more stringent regulation around data protection. And as a result, we're having to look at much more fine-grained data security policies in our applications. So let's move on to Oracle Cloud Applications. Here, security around the chart of accounts is done in a unified, simple fashion. Okay, so it works the same for finance, for HR, and so on. And here in this screenshot, you can see we have really four fields, drop downs that we can work with. So we can choose like a username, we can choose a role. A security context would be, in this case, a business unit. And then of course, we select the value. So we go from having to set up our company structure, assigning that to permission lists, and then figuring out where we want to assign those permission lists to roles, to users, and all the complexities with that, to this very simple interface. And this interface means that anyone can really work with it and anyone can understand what your users are allowed to work with in the context of your chart of accounts. So again, you will enter a username, you'll enter a role, and then that role will be assigned a business unit, and in this case, Vision Construction. So when I, as a user, sign into the application, the great thing is that if I'm given a role for entering sales orders, I could be doing sales orders for Vision Construction, but I could be doing purchase orders for some other business unit. So now we have what we didn't have in PeopleSoft, which is much clearer delineation of security policies. Okay, so that's a great addition, something to look forward to as you move from PeopleSoft to ERP Cloud. So as I say, a real benefit here is this context-based data security. So your users are going to be able to do duties and tasks within the application and be assigned different data security. And that's going to give you much greater peace of mind when it comes to what data users are looking at and what they're able to edit. It's a centralized and organized data security management system. So as you saw there, it's one screen, one page, and it's very simple to work with. As long as you've got your chart of accounts and your structure set up, you then simply choose your users, their roles, and give them the right data security. And of course, the application is hosted by Oracle, so there's less concern on performance. What we're finding is that the application has really been made efficient when it comes to data security. So you can really knock yourself out in terms of the layers of data security that you can start to pour on. Of course, it's hosted by someone else, so you let them take the strain when it comes to the impact on performance. But so far, the application performs very well when you start to add layers of data security. So our recommendations are, if you're moving from PeopleSoft to ERP Cloud Applications, start to consolidate and document your current chart of account security, particularly if you're running finance and HR. And start to plan for greater flexibility in your design. So whereas before you were constrained by users inheriting, a lumped together version of data security, now you can start to split it out and be a lot more flexible. And another key consideration is, as you start to educate yourself in the application, and hopefully this session has been helpful, try and plan for this security element in your implementation. A lot of organizations are rushing to get the implementation done, and security is on the back burner. And what we find is, if you plan and execute in the early stages, take that little bit extra time to do security right, it does save you a lot of time further on, where you're not having to re-engineer processes because of the security model. Now, I hope this session has been useful. If you like it, you can subscribe on the YouTube channel, Securing with 2 E's, follow on LinkedIn, Securing again, or visit securingwith2es.com/implement. You can sign up for more of these informational sessions or get more information on the services that I mentioned. Thank you very much.